Let's see if it's working. Let me check. I don't know if it's working or not. Yeah, I think it's working now. Hey Lena, hey Bedor. So today the live will be about question that I received on Instagram and on my story specifically, and it will be like 5 top questions, and I mentioned them in the title of this live stream. So I will wait like another 30 seconds so more people can join in, and I will start answering this question. As usual, if you have any question related to skincare or not, just leave them in the live chat so I can see them, and hopefully I will answer them by the end of this live stream. So I will wait, like I said, 30 seconds, sorry, and I will start answering the question that I received yesterday on my stories. And hi, Susu. Yeah, it's weird. Like I see it, it's working, but I don't know if it's like fully working or not. It's always with YouTube live stream that you feel like something working, something is not working. Okay, so I will start with the question that I received. The first question is what is skin purging, and how to minimize this effect. So skin purging is a condition of the skin that mean your skin is adjusting to new treatment or new active that you are starting to use. There is specific kind of active that triggers skin purging, which are the active that increase your cell turnover rate. So we know that the skin have a very steady but declining with age life cycle. Whenever you use something to accelerate that skin rate, your skin will go like a little bit crazy for a few weeks or even for a month or two, then adjusting to all of this accelerated skin death life cycle. So it will be especially with retinoids like the vitamin A derivative, sometimes with salicylic acid, other acid like AHAs like glycolic, lactic, and mandelic acid. Those kind of treatment will help your skin shed the dead skin cells much faster, and this will give your skin like the sign that we need to produce more cell to keep that stratum corneum layer to protect our life cells. So the skin will accelerate this, and with this acceleration there will be a side effect, what is called like purging. You will be like flaky, red, irritated, and sensitive. uh, my tips would be to minimize those effects would be to use any kind of moisturizer after applying that treatment, and starting super slow, like build your way up to have a better adjusting time, give your skin the time that it's needed to adjust to this new like cell cycle. and be patient. Like, don't go exactly full speed, full power with the active. Go slowly, maybe try once a week with the lowest concentration, whether if it's retinoids or acids, and build your way up. This way we can minimize the chance of getting a full-on purging, and minimizing the effect that you will continue to use this treatment, because some people, when they are starting using this kind of treatment and start to realize this purging effect, they will be discouraged to stop the treatment, and we will stuck with the purging phase and we will see no results. So start slowly, start with the patient. Like I always say, skincare, the marathon, it's not a race. Like, it's a slow process. It's a long process to achieve your healthier looking skin. And my next question would be, this one is like a little bit tricky, but I was so happy to see it, is how to understand and read a scientific study. So this question is like super complicated, but I'll try to simplify it as much as I can. Is that reading a scientific paper is so hard. Like, a lot of people online, especially people, I don't mean any disrespect, but a lot of people who doesn't have any scientific or medicinal background, they try to read a scientific paper, and they told like their followers or whatever, okay, I read the scientific paper, and they already or just read the abstract of the scientific paper, the last two line, and that's it. That's not how you read a scientific paper, or you, because scientific papers, you have to look for the authors of the paper, the researchers. You need to know about them, like, are they like leader in this field? For example, there are some psychiatrists did some what is it called, a research about the sunscreen effect on coral reef. Like, this is a psychiatrist. I'm not disrespecting the psychiatrist, but it's not your field of specialty. So you need to know the researchers. You need to read everything from the abstract to introduction, methodology, everything. And you need to find, what is it called, have a critical thinking, like, okay, is this sample size of this study gonna give me the statistical significance? The methodology, is it correct, or is it adapted by regulation? The description of methodology, is it very specific and detailed, or just like saying, okay, we use 50 women, doesn't specify the age, doesn't specify if they are using control or like a control placebo and the treatment group. It's very complicated to understand and read a scientific paper, because you need to follow all these steps. Like, you need to, like, for example, I can show you here. This is my notebook that I use to create videos. So I do all my research online and write down the note. I will show you like this much paper, this one too. I don't know if it's showing, this one and this one and this one, I think, yeah, and this one as well, just for one study, for one ingredient, for a video. So you need to understand how complicated it is. Like, I can read the abstract and the last two line, and that's not, because sometimes there is studies that are published, they are not very well done, they are lacking a lot of factors that make them a solid and reliable studies. Sometimes there is a conflict of interest, which is another thing, that the manufacturer of the ingredients do the study. So, like, for example, you are describing your own son. You would never say bad thing about your son. You will say everything is good, my son is amazing, my son is perfect. So that's why another thing that you need to look for, have like the basic thing is critical thinking when you are reading a scientific paper. So it's very complicated. You need to read a lot of article on how to dismantle a research paper and get the result that you want, and make sure that it's perfect for your understanding, and get the result that if this study is reliable or not. Let me check the live chat. Yeah, thank you, Lena. So the next question, I'm saying I'm confused with all the retinoids. Can you simplify them? Yes, for sure. So retinoids are all derivative of vitamin A. It's a very powerful ingredients. They are a group of ingredients, but they are all derivative of vitamin A. So we have a prescription which is very strong, very effective, very fast to give result. We have OTC or cosmetic type of retinoids. We have the, I will start with the weakest to the strongest. So the weakest is retinoids esters. They are the weakest. We have next, we have retinol, then we have retinal, and then we have the prescription, which is the retinoic acid. These term or this spectrum start from the weakest with the least side effect to the strongest but with the most side effects. So you need to choose be a perfect balance between benefit and risk. So if I want to get a faster result, I will have to deal with a lot of side effects. And the all the retinoids are mostly are well studied. Are the retinol are very well studied. There is a quite bit of data behind it, and the tretinoin, which is the gold standard for prescription retinoic acid. There is also adapalene, which is an OTC retinoids. It's a little bit different than a vitamin A derivative, but it's the same under the same umbrella of these compounds. They are perfect. Like I said, I always said they are the gold standard for anti-aging, like they fight off wrinkles, give the uniform radiance to the skin, they increase the thickness of the skin, induce the collagen production, and they fight acne, of course. Like they found out that these ingredients have a very powerful anti-aging effect by accident because they were treating acne with it, and they found like a side effect. Okay, the wrinkles of this patient are reduced as well. So they are well-rounded ingredients to fight every whatever every let's say skin problem, hyperpigmentation, acne scars. All of this retinoids are capable of treat. And the third question is why some derms don't believe in vitamin C. So vitamin C, like I said, is amazing. It's antioxidant, fight off hyperpigmentation, increase collagen production. Some derms are heavily data centric, or if there is data behind this ingredients, they will use it. If there is the data is lacking or weak, they will not use it. For example, some derms like, okay, say the studies behind vitamin C are still lacking, and they are not wrong. The data is limited, but the data that we have, we should accept it because doing research and doing papers and doing studies about cosmetic ingredients can cost a lot of money. Any type of research can cost a lot of money. So if there is no money back for the companies or the researcher, they will not do it because after all, it's an industry, it's the cosmetic industry. The money is the top priority. So if there is no money, no funding, the research will not be done at all. So the research that we have around and the data around vitamin C, I think it is enough because vitamin C is, I know, is very hard to formulate. It's very hard to penetrate the skin, but from the data that we have, I believe it is working. It will work because I see a lot of people get an amazing result with vitamin C. So if you believe that you need vitamin C, go use it. Don't be afraid, and it's preferably use the L-ascorbic acid of the vitamin C because it's the true vitamin C. The other derivative, the study is way more lacking, I can say, than L-ascorbic acid. The most studied form is L-ascorbic acid. So if you want to use vitamin C, go for the L-ascorbic acid with a good formula that's the vitamin C. I can advise you as well a few tips. Look for formulas that have vitamin E and ferulic acid. Those three works together to stabilize vitamin C for the longest time possible and give you the best result as well possible. And the next question is, can you tell us about the skin microbiome or flora? Yes. So recently, the studies or research on skincare is drifting to help the skin with their help the skin ability, natural ability to heal itself. For example, the skin microbiome or flora is a term to describe the amount of bacteria and microorganism that lives on the skin. No matter how you wash your skin or cleanse it or disinfect it, there is always millions and millions and millions of bacteria and fungus, yeast, viruses, other type of microorganism that lives on the skin and provide benefit to the skin, and the skin provides shelter and food for it. So it's a symbiotic relationship between those organisms and our skin. So the new research is looking at this connection or this symbiotic relationship and try to let's say make it more stable and solidify this relationship, because they noticed, for example, I read a few studies about people that are suffering with a chronic inflammation of the skin, chronic disease of the skin, like example eczema, psoriasis, and other type of dermatitis that it is chronic. They found that they have a different and less diverse microbiome compared to the people who are not suffering with any kind of this disease, who have a healthy skin. So the researchers are still not sure which type of microorganism, which type of viruses, bacteria that they need to use to balance out this community of microorganism on the skin. But the research is promising. Some researchers are using prebiotic, which is the food for the good bacteria on our skin, to help this bacteria to flourish and give us the benefit of this bacteria being on our skin, and fight off the bad bacteria that can cause inflammation, acne, and other type of infection in the skin. So it's a lot of research need to be done, because it will be amazing to see the result of this research, because it will use a new technique or a new pathway of treating the skin, so helping the skin own ability to heal itself in a way. And the last question, can you recommend a treatment for dandruff? Yes, so dandruff is a skin condition where specifically target the scalp of the hair. It's characterized by flaking of the skin, itchiness, dryness of the scalp, and it's a disease. Let me explain this, that it's a disease of the scalp, not the hair. So the hair is healthy, whatever, but the scalp, the skin under the hair, is having an issue. So most of the time, the issue is that there is a yeast from this microbiome that I talked about earlier, that overgrow and take the space of other microorganisms. So the overproduction and overgrowth of this yeast can cause inflammatory response, and this inflammatory response make the skin flaky, red, itchy, and inflamed. So this yeast is called the Melanesia yeast, and they naturally exist on our skin, but sometimes they like lose control and they want to conquer everything, if I may say. And the treatment option for this, there is a lot of OTC and prescription treatment for the dandruff of the hair. And we can start slowly by shampoos or treatment that contain salicylic acid, can help a lot. Then we can use zinc pyrithione, which has it's a zinc complex that has antifungal and antibacterial properties. Then we can move to like a tar product, which is extracted from the oil refinery process. Then we can move to more specific, more powerful ingredients like selenium sulfide, which is an ingredient also has antibacterial and antifungal. And lastly, we can use the OTC version of shampoos that contain an antifungal medication called ketoconazole, which is specifically target this yeast and try to reduce the number of it and resolve the problem. There is an OTC version and prescription version. I think the 10% is the OTC and the 20% is the prescription. And you can start using those like every other day for the first few weeks. Then when the problem is resolved, you can use it once or twice a week to maintain this result, because it's a chronic problem. Unfortunately, those treatments help to control the situation in general. So those are my question for today. So if you guys have any question, please leave them in the comment. I will gladly answer all of those, because I don't know why the chat is disappearing and appearing again. Okay, I'm checking out the live chat now because it's keep disappearing. I don't know why. Okay. So yeah, so those are my question mainly for the question that I received on my Instagram, and I will wait like a few minutes to receive any other question if you have any. If not, I will end the live in a few minutes. So yeah, so the dandruff, like I said, it's a chronic problem. I suffer from it, so it's like mostly very common problem, to be honest. And those treatment that I mentioned, from the salicylic acid until ketoconazole, are amazing and all give results. So pick and try whatever suits you well, and you will see an amazing result, hopefully. So it looks like we don't have any extra question. So I think I will end the live here, and I will do it like like I said in my last live. This live will be like weekly. So any question that you have, it will be like I will post on my Instagram. You can follow me on my Instagram at MoSkinLab, and I will post there the question box. You can put the question. I will post it usually on Saturday, so this Sunday, a day before the Sunday of the live stream. So I will see you next Sunday, I think, at the same time. If I change the time, I will let you know on my Instagram and my community tab on YouTube. So I see you next week. Please be safe, and talk to you soon.